Hello! Welcome to CharmedPersons. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday night for the finale of Season 7 of The Remains, the first season of The Remains in the Walking Dead universe. Thank you so much for joining us. Announcements before we get started. No Strahd this week. That was last week. This coming Sunday, though, at 12 p.m. Central, back to the normal time, we will have the next session in Campaign 3. Time jump, 6-month time jump. So, gonna be showing a lot of cool stuff and catching up with these characters after some time together and some peaceful time, hopefully. So, tune in on that. It'll be a good time to jump in. We'll also hope to hopefully have a talk back for that soon. And then, wow, is the next thing not until Strahd on the 8th? The 8th of August. Yeah. What is the date of it, though? It's Monday, but what's the date?
The 5th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Monday the 5th is the first session of Candlekeep. Candlekeep's back. We're doing the level what adventure?
Level 7?
Yeah.
6?
We're doing the level 6, 7, or 6 adventure,
remember.
but we're back to Candlekeep, back with Ryvar, back with Ezra, back with
You all know
Sir Thomas.
the
Everybody knows Sir
characters.
Thomas. The rabbit guy's there. Yeah.
And also...
Well, Opal might not be joining us, though.
Yeah, but you can't just, not say.
Yeah, well, that... Yeah.
She's dead, too.
But then it makes
My
people might
character
think
did
that you forgot your own wife's character's name.
And then, Thursday the 8th at 7 p.m. Central, we have the next Curse of Strahd. I'm coming back, and I'm not coming back as Gabe. Spoiler alert. But keep tuned in at CharmedPersons on Instagram, TikTok. That's what they say. Hit the tune in button, and we'll give you updates and fun clips there. Without further ado, let's get started into tonight's episode. At the top of this episode, for those of you watching right now, and for those in the future, I just want to give a bit of a trigger warning that there will be aspects of self-harm in this episode. So just keep your mental health safe. With that being said, we're going to jump into a recap of last week's episode. Last week, our party, our survivors, we found them a year in the future. They were a year into the zombie apocalypse. They had set up a little base in the kind of wealthy area of Los Angeles and set up a little cul-de-sac, fortified it, and that is where they had been surviving for the last year. Tabitha, played by Angie, and her brother Evan. Bailey, played by Emily, and her sister Remy. Ben, played by Sophie, who didn't bring a sibling. And then Carmen, played by J-Mo, who had her right-hand man, Dorian, with her. And picked up some other NPCs along the way, including Remy's now boyfriend, Nathan, the former DJ Diablo, Chad Park, who kind of had a budding friendship with Tabitha, the two of them kind of being the techies of the world, or of the community, I should say. And in the last session, as you were kind of making your plans for the year celebration of being alive and surviving in this apocalypse, you were approached by Alexandra and Reggie. Two members from the community that is ran by Sebastian, and they basically offered up a truce, saying that the settlement run by the captain of the National Guard, he was apparently like a hard ass, and the community was run very poorly, and he was going to attack Sebastian's community and then once he took over that community, would most likely be making his way towards their community. The party was very reluctant to even let them walk away, but told them that they would think about it after some conversation. And then when they left, Chad revealed that he had the ability to pick up some military radio frequencies, which then led to the survivors finding out that this was true and that the captain was going to attack Sebastian's community and then probably plan to go after your community later. The night of the celebration began, but before things could really turn fun, as always happens in the Remain, shit went south, and the gates were broken and put open, and a horde of walkers were sent basically into the settlement, overwhelmed the settlement, but the survivors worked together. It was a harrowing battle of holding back the walkers and trying to fix the gate. Notably, Finn holding back 3 or 4 walkers with their crowbar. Tabitha, Chad, and Carmen really working on the gate together well. And Bailey throwing out some good shots and some good hits. But unfortunately, in an effort to protect her sister when she was very weak, still always putting her sister first, Bailey went to help Remy and was bitten on the kind of collarbone area and fell to the ground and is currently dying.
How dare you?
And Emily, I know that this is going to be weird and difficult, but seeing as how you are playing the role of Remy tonight, and you are also the owner of B, I kind of want, you don't have to role play it, but I kind of want you to narratively tell us about B's last moments with her sister and kind of what happens here.
God.
Or I can do it, but I just don't want it to give you.
No.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be sad, guys.
Great way to start the episode.
So I think that, will you remind me what happened, like what the last hit was on B? Sorry.
You were, I think that you were, it wasn't really, you just got hit and the damage did you in, but I think narratively we just say that you got bit on your collarbone, not a place that you can really chop off. And you were like, it was a big bite though, and like a chunk was taken away and you're bleeding and you're like bleeding out.
I think that Remy is so like in the fight and used to her big sister being indestructible, that she doesn't really even realize what's happening at first, and like B goes down and Remy's like, B, get up, come on, get up, like continuing to fight and not even really noticing. And then she takes a minute and looks at her sister and like kneels down next to her, and I think all that Remy can say is just like no, over and over and over. Yeah. And I think that she makes it there in enough time for them to like share like a look and an understanding, but not in enough time for B to be able to say anything or Remy to be able to really say anything.
No words exchanged.
Yeah. But they do have a moment of just like looking at each other and understanding.
And I think as that happens, and as your sister dies in your arms, you are looking at her just out of your peripheral vision. You see the body of Nathan, also, who had just been torn into. Your boyfriend of a year and your sister, both taken from you in a matter of seconds right in front of you. The rest of you see this happen. The gate has been shut. The walkers have been taken care of. As Remy kind of just sits there holding on to B, what do the rest of you do?
Are we, because they were behind us, right? By the time, so I'm trying to remember it on the map. We were at the pin pad.
Yeah, but they were just
And
they were just like over to your right.
Yeah, they're
I
just
had
like
crawled up the
Yeah, you were
scaffolding
up.
though.
Yeah, true.
So as much as Angie doesn't want to do this, Tabitha, having no idea the like scope of what's going on, seeing that the walkers are now separated, the thing is gone, everything's kind of chilling out, would turn around and be like, fuck yeah, you guys, fuck yeah.
No.
Woo!
Dorian runs over, and you would see this, Tabitha. You see Dorian run over and say, "B." He runs over.
Oh fuck.
You look over. You see
Fuck.
Nathan is
I would
in
start.
a bloody pile, and Remy is holding a limp B.
Yeah,
Remy-
fuck, going down.
I mean,
the-
he's just gone like still.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
would-
a little catatonic.
I would say Finn probably also barely conscious
Yeah.
right now, as they have 1 HP and are
Oh
like,
god, you
I
guys.
forgot.
like coughing up blood,
Yeah.
barely hanging on.
I think Carmen is very shell-shocked looking over and seeing B, but I also think her immediate reaction will depend on what her little role of checking out what the fuck happened, like what that information told her.
Oh yes, because you did it at the keypad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know that the keypad was sabotaged. You can tell that it was definitely like specifically broken, in a very specific way, and I mean, just from looking at it, you know that someone in this encampment did this.
Then needing a place for her anger, she kind of turns to everybody as they're around our now dead friends and just like points to the keypad. Who the fuck did this? Someone fucked with the keypad, and that's the reason these two are dead. Who the fuck did this?
There's 4 people dead.
Yeah,
to
just
be
as a
clear.
reminder, I mean, it's totally
Wait, who was-
understandable. It's totally understandable that you don't remember them, but there were 2 guards here at the time. They were
Oh,
unnamed
right.
NPCs who, yeah.
And
But
people
But
are
we
dead.
know them.
We
But
for
you-
sure know them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've known them for a year. Maybe there's even been other romances we haven't talked about,
Oh god.
but we never named these people.
Sorry,
So-
everybody.
It's Ted and Barney.
No, you would have said 4, or you would have said
Yeah,
people or whatever. Yeah.
People are dead.
I can just only do so much as a GM, you know? I want the
Come
world to
on.
feel populated, but
Do more.
I only have so many names.
Ted and Barney.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Ted and Barney. It was Ted and Barney.
From How I Met Your Mother.
It was actors Josh Radnor and Neil Patrick Harris.
We are in LA.
Damn
You
it.
are in LA.
Oh, now it's a tragedy.
Okay, now it's
Yeah.
canon, and it was Neil Patrick Harris and Josh Radnor. They just died.
Neil, Josh, and Nathan B. But Neil and Josh, guys.
No, not Neil and Josh. They were gonna put on that production of Waiting for Godot for us. No, I don't think any of that happens. I think that Dorian just it is Neil and Josh. That's true.
Yes.
But Dorian is like kind of just like on his knees next to Remy, looking at B.
No
You
one?
don't- Yeah, you don't get a response card. Really, the only person who's actively paying attention to you are Chad, Tabitha, and Finn.
Do I
probably barely.
notice who isn't here?
There's a few people not here, but the one named character you don't know is here. And it is weird that he wouldn't be here with his sister. You do notice that Evan is not here.
Carmen takes out her knife and starts not walking fast, but angry, walking with purpose back towards the house.
Okay.
I think that B, oh my god, she's dead. Sorry. I think that
Oh, sorry.
Oh, gosh,
Tabitha.
Sorry. Sorry.
He's infected.
Kill him.
Now it starts, sneezes.
I think that Tabitha, now taking this in, being like, oh fuck, seeing Remy over B, would notice that Evan is not here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He loves this shit. Where is he? I'm book smart skin, so I would assume that I could roll high enough to see, then put the pieces together. He's not here. Carmen's got a fucking knife. Pin pad. What?
Uh-huh.
And can I start to run with Carmen?
Yeah, for sure. Where are you heading, Carmen?
If I can retcon a little bit, because J-Mo knows the thing about Evan, but Carmen doesn't. So first, I think she would try to read those that are here and sense any guilt, and if she didn't sense any guilt, then go. So I don't know if you want me to roll for that before I storm off, or
Sure. Go
just
ahead and roll
it's pretty obvious.
Go ahead and roll a vibe check.
Vibe check. I'm not so good at vibe checks, but that's still a 16.
16. Dorian and Remy are just in shell shock and not even really paying attention to the situation. Finn is in a lot of pain, but you don't sense any guilt from Finn, and neither from Tabitha and Chad. Excuse me. Chad looks pretty scared. You don't think that someone who would be he's scared and surprised. So nobody here was giving you guilty vibes.
Okay. Then yeah, same thing would have happened, and I think either for Evan or just honestly anyone that's near and around that she could put this blame on, she would try to find. So maybe going to where Evan usually hangs out, or his room. I can't remember where that was, if that was the garage or whatever, but just start searching for anyone in the house.
Yeah.
Loudly and aggressively.
Start aggressively searching throughout the house, calling out names. Hello, anybody? Finn, what do you do?
And would kind of, I think try to gather themselves up using the strength that they have left to kind of get up and not thinking at this point in time that Evan has anything to do with this. Probably go to check on them to make sure that they're safe, and try to stand up, and then sort of start to falter, and probably look to see if Dorian is around to see if he could help.
Yeah. Dorian does look when you stumble and kind of stands up, and he comes over and he puts your arm around him, but then he kind of stops and he looks over at Remy and he looks at you. Gotta take care of him.
Take care of who? Yeah, just
I can get Nathan. I don't think I can get B.
Hey. No, you shouldn't have to. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
I've got a first aid back in my room.
Okay.
Get patched up and then
Chad, and he pulls Chad over, and Chad's just kind of looking around. Yeah. then get to their room and then come back. Patch just kind of like nods and like helps put you, and then Dorian looks at you and he says, "I gotta make sure. Yeah. Take care of yourself." And Chad starts to lead you off. You get to your garage bungalow, and you open the door. You see that the whiskey bottle is empty on the ground. You don't see Evan anywhere. But actually I think you don't see the whiskey bottle on the ground. I think you see, like, right as you walk into the door, there's like a little stand next to like the couch or something. And you see the whiskey bottle empty, overturned on that stand, and underneath it you see a note.
I like slouch over and like take the remains, like grab the note and like then like also reaching for like the remains of the health kit that I have and start like patching myself and like flip the note open like on the table in front of me. It's like working as I read.
Yeah, as you start to patch yourself up and read through the note, the note is addressed simply to everyone. And it seems pretty hastily, drunkenly written. And it says something along the lines of, "I'm really sorry that I had to do this. I just don't think that we're supposed to be here anymore. I think that the dead have taken over everything, and that it's a mistake that we're alive. I miss my mom. I miss my dad. I miss everyone. And I think it's time for us to join them." To Finn, I really enjoyed getting to know you. You were the only thing that made me doubt. To B, I loved our time together. I hope you find happiness. And finally, to Evan, he's Evan, to Tabitha, I hope one day you don't. For the letter. Tabitha and Carmen, you don't find anybody, no one like comes out or anything. So you go up to Evan's room, where you know that him and Tabitha usually share a room if one of them's not gone. Tabitha, are you doing anything as you see Carmen coming up and like heading to that room?
I mean, I think just not outwardly, but I'm starting to get nervous.
Yeah.
He's such a forward player in these kinds of things, and for him to not be there, and now for him to like not be like in the house, and then we have to go deeper into the house, like there's a sense of anxiety there, but also I want to see Carmen like ream his ass out.
Yeah. Carmen, do you just go into the room?
Oh yeah,
Or just open the door?
door's closed. kick it down if I have to.
It's not locked or anything. So you open the door, you swing it open aggressively, angrily coming into the room, and immediately, on Evan's bed, you see that his legs are half off the bed, as if he was sitting on the bed, and his torso is on the bed, and he has put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. It's not moving.
Carmen yells "fuck" really loudly, turns and puts her fist through the drywall and storms out.
Tabitha, Carmen rushes by you. What's going on in Tabitha's head as you compute?
I don't think that. I think that I see it briefly over Carmen's shoulder, and I turn away really quickly. And I feel really, really sick. In like the same way, but worse, that I felt when we went out to clear the fence. And then I remember that he said that I was gonna have to figure it out sooner or later, or I was gonna have to get used to this. And so I like turn around and I like force myself to not stare, but see enough to process the reality. And I'll turn around and throw up. Carmen, did you leave all the way? Did you go away?
I think, was this like an upstairs bedroom, or?
Yeah.
I think she would have just gone to like the living room and is just kind of pacing, not really knowing what to do.
So you would have seen that, the end part. Sorry, what the fuck?
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have reacted that way. Are you okay? Can I get you something? That's a shitty thing to find.
What the fuck? What? Literally like a day ago, he wasn't afraid. Was he afraid? Was he? Oh fuck, I told him I hated him. I told him I loved him, but then I told him I hated him.
Told him you loved him. That's important. You knew that.
Did I fuck up?
No.
Did I fuck this up? Did I?
No. Hey, Tabitha, no. Nothing about this is your fault right now.
What did he do?
I don't know for sure.
We're going to cut away from this moment. And we're going to go back to the bungalow. And I think Chad is just assisting you the best he can. This is not really what he's capable of, but also kind of like reading the note over your shoulder. And then Chad just goes, what do we do? What do we do?
He didn't. I mean, he's always been sad and dramatic, but he wouldn't let them in. He wouldn't hurt himself.
Finn, we gotta... Tabitha, and Chad just runs out of the garage. What do you think you do?
I think the next step would be, to walk up to Evan's room.
Yeah. I think you are not too far behind Chad, and you walk into the house and you see Carmen talking to Tabitha, hands on her shoulders, talking to her, and Chad just kind of like standing there with his head in his hair, hand in his hair, as he like kind of just got ahead of you. And you see this, that's the situation you walk in on.
I think Finn wouldn't make it even to the room. That they
just walk
would
past them.
Well, I think that I would like get to that area, see these people, immediately know that energy, understand what happened, and if Tabitha is still there, like try and catch her gaze and and I would not be able to like be in this space anymore and turn and walk, and I think go find Dorian to help him with the bodies.
Yeah. I think that you, Remy, you and Dorian kneel there, sit there for a while.
Remy would not like move until somebody physically moved her.
Yeah, I think you both just sit there for a while. You're not really conscious of this, but Dorian stands up and he walks over where Nathan's body is, and subconsciously, almost, you hear a brief squelch as Dorian sticks a knife into the back of Nathan's skull to make sure he doesn't turn. And then Dorian comes over to you and says, Remy, we have to make sure she doesn't turn.
I can't. I think it like takes Remy a second to do that.
Yeah, I think she kneels down. He kneels down. You just kind of gently lift her over to him. It's funny how small she looks. Arms. Now it just kind of looks like she's sleeping. so strange to see a loved one in that way. And he looks at you, tears in his eyes, says, "Look away."
And Grammy would stand up and walk away and go back to her room.
Stand up. As you walk back to the room, you see Finn walking out of the house. Two of you start to walk to each other.
Grammy's on a bit of a one track, like needs to be by herself.
Yeah,
needs
maybe
to,
you
like,
just pass. I just want to allow.
hello. So yeah, I mean, if Finn stopped her, I think she would stop. But
I think Finn is also like same shit,
Yeah.
different day, like two ships passing, like
Yeah. It's two
like-
people passing each other on the sidewalk in Chicago at night.
yeah. Well, I think like
Just
they
heads
are like
down.
I'm so close to breaking, and I know that if I look at Remy, I'm gonna lose it,
Yeah.
and so like you can see that I'm like in it, and like I just can't even look at you, and
Yeah.
it's nothing you've done, and I just can't, and I just like
Yeah.
breeze.
I mean, I think Remy wouldn't even notice. I think Remy's in almost like a about to throw up kind of hurry.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that then you walk up and you see that Dorian is standing over both Nathan and B. He has taken off his jacket and has placed it over B. And he's just kind of taken Nathan's hoodie and like pulled it up. He's just standing there staring. Turns.
Hey,
Are you okay? Did you take care of yourself?
yeah. Did you already do it, or do you need me to?
Good. Maybe if you could just help me take them to the.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Just grab your end.
Yeah. And he goes over and he grabs underneath the shoulders and grab the legs, and the two of you take the time to take both of these bodies to the makeshift cemetery that you have had to fortunately make here in this little settlement. And probably, correct me if I'm wrong, wordlessly, you do this. Dorian looks at you after you are done. And he grabs a shovel and he just starts digging. You help him dig, or do you go somewhere?
I would stay and help him dig, and I'm like almost violently silent.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Totally. And cut back. Remy, earlier, because that probably takes, just getting the bodies over there probably takes 15 minutes or so. So we cut back to a little bit earlier, and Remy, you walk into the house, and I know you're kind of on autopilot, but you do see Tabitha crying. Crying? Tabitha?
No.
Yeah, so Tabitha looks to be in shock for sure. No tears. Carmen is trying to console her. Chad looks to be in shock a little bit too. Do you notice them at all, or do you just go upstairs?
I think that Remy goes right upstairs. Like pretty much doesn't notice anybody else.
Yeah. I think, go ahead.
Before she gets upstairs, Carmen would stop her and just say, just give me 1 second. No one else needs to see what's up there. Just 1 second. And she'll go and cover Evan's body and like wrap it up in the comforter or sheets or whatever on the bed.
Chad,
And then,
while
like-
Carmen goes up, Chad is with you, Remy. And he comes over to you. Just tell me what to do. What to do.
I just need to be by myself for a minute, please.
Walks over to you, Tabitha. Carmen's gone and he has to go with you. Same question to you. Tell me what to do. What? Oh.
I look around to see if anybody's like in earshot of me. If Carmen is going in.
Carmen's up.
in the
And
room.
Carmen's
Yeah.
up, and Tabitha's not on this planet.
Yeah.
Or not Tabitha. Remy.
I would like put my hand on Chad's shoulder and be like, "Can we go smoke or something, please?"
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the garage.
Okay.
And the two of you go to the garage. Carmen, you go upstairs. You take care of Evan's body. You come back down. You see that Remy's just hasn't moved from where you left her. She's just standing there staring at the wall. And Tabitha and Chad are gone.
I'll wordlessly kind of lead her up to the room.
Okay.
And then start to leave and just like probably just sit around the bed or something. And start to leave and turn back and say, I'm not good at this, but if you wind up wanting to talk or something, just I'm here for you.
I think Remy would like almost let you leave, and then like almost as the door is shut, say, she told me she thought she loved you, you know?
The door like pauses and slowly closes, and then Carmen goes to her room.
Tabitha, you and Chad go out into the garage. Chad goes to the mason jar. Actually, he goes to the ball jar. He opens it up. And he opens it up. Chirp, chirp. And he...
Education redefined, motherfucker.
We're definitely not saying
fly.
we fly. No, we're not saying that.
No, that's not us. That's not us.
He takes a
If
joint
you know, you
out. He takes a joint out and he like puts the lid back on and then he takes it off and he takes out another joint and he gives you one each.
We deserve this.
And he screws the lid shut. Two of you light the joints. Probably smoke.
I take the longest
Yeah.
drag I have ever had, and I hold my breath for the longest I've ever held it, and I don't cough.
Nice.
I want to, but I don't.
The whole joint just goes.
I think that
Yeah.
Chad. I think that Chad can't not acknowledge it and goes, "Nice."
I like nod at him.
And you kind of smoke in silence for a bit, and he says, "Everything's so fucked up.
Fuck.
Just when you think it's not fucked up, it's fucked up."
And then it gets more fucked up. Like, what the fuck was that?
Something. That
What the
you
fuck
didn't-
was all of that?
You see that headshot I got?
That was
Pretty cool, right?
you were on fire. Like,
I mean, people underestimate video games. and the hand-eye coordination that they give you.
Mm. Yeah.
I held a high score at local Chuck E. Cheese and Time Cop.
You would. But look where it's got you.
Hey, you okay?
Fuck no.
That was a horrible question.
Yeah.
That was a really bad question.
Fuck you, man. And fuck him. Fuck him. What the fuck? He left me alone. He was the only fucking family I had, and he fucking left me alone. I'm sorry.
You sorry? I think it's totally understandable that you feel that way. Yeah, it fucking sucks out here. It's hard, but it's not the way to. Sorry, I should. What I can say is I'm sorry. Words are like so like fucking hollow right now, but I am. But words that aren't hollow is I'll never leave you without saying goodbye or being killed against my will. I'll always be here. Specifically, probably in here.
I'll take the last bit of the marijuana.
Yeah.
And I'll just hug him.
Yeah. I'm really glad you mentioned that.
Me too. I feel really high. If I cry, you promise you won't tell anyone?
No. I can cry too. I can cry on command.
Okay.
Okay.
And she'll just like
he like reaches out
heave.
and like grabs your hand.
And she's like heaving into it, and like
Yeah.
he might feel like it's gonna break.
Yeah. And as you two are sharing this moment, we cut back to Dorian and Finn, who have finished digging. About probably an hour later, if not more. It's well into the night. Dorian kind of wipes the sweat off his brow. Should we get the others, or should we wait until morning?
You know, it's far from the worst thing that he did. But I can't believe that motherfucker drank all that fucking whiskey.
What?
Yeah.
All the whiskey's gone?
Yeah.
The one thing, Finn, that I have been thinking about for the past hour and a half was taking a drink of that whiskey after this.
I'm so sorry, but hey, there's always the next bottle.
Who drank it?
Evan.
That mother. Why? First of all, he doesn't help us in the battle at all. He doesn't help us anyway in that situation. Then he's gonna drink all my whiskey. You know what? I don't care if it's the middle of the night. I'm gonna go give him a piece of my mind. I haven't been angry.
Hey.
Right. Wrong.
I was really hoping somebody would come out here and I wouldn't have to tell you. He fucking did all this.
What?
He did all this and he fucking killed himself.
Why?
He left a note. Just couldn't take it anymore. The way things are.
So he just fucking snapped.
It's too much.
Oh. We've lost 5 people today. Are you alright? I know that you too. Sorry, Finn.
It's not.
You've been out here helping me dig this whole time. You didn't say anything. You helped me with the bodies. You should have said something. He just grabs you and pulls you into a hug.
I think I was gonna try and stick through and I just kind of lose it, and this is the moment of release that I finally am letting myself have, and I kind of just sob into his chest.
Yeah, I think that he just kind of catches you and lowers you, and you both go to your knees in this hole.
And it's the combination of the pain of this and the insanity and the physical toil that I am still only at 3 HP right now. Yeah.
Whatever you're feeling, you have every right to feel it. Mad. Sad. Betrayed. Sorrowful. All of it.
It's not like I even loved him. I mean, he was a good guy most of the time, and
I get it. Trust me, I get it. Let me get you back to the garage. I'll just need to sleep. Need to wake up. He helps you out of the hole and takes you over to your garage. Helps you inside. What if I crash on the couch? Go to that house right.
Oh. It'd be nice to have some company.
Yeah. Remy, Carmen, is there anything that you do, or when you go to your rooms, do you just disassociate until you?
I think that one, and I think that Remy like sleeps a long time. Like the next morning, like every time she wakes up, she remembers what happened, and she literally just like goes back to sleep to avoid it until somebody comes and tells her to get out of bed.
Okay. Carmen?
I think people in the bedrooms around Carmen's can likely hear a few more holes punched in walls. Like, I don't think she sleeps much. I think she has a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, and doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So it becomes throwing things intermixed with crying fits, intermixed with punching the wall, and that's kind of her whole night.
Yeah. Tabitha, do you and Chad just kind of stay up all night talking? Because he'll be willing to do that with you.
Oh yeah. I think she finishes crying, is really impressed by Chad's Oscar-worthy performance of his crying. And that leads to a conversation about the movies that they miss that were their favorites, that lead to which TV shows they tried to be extras on because they lived in LA and needed extra money, and just like kind of rolls through, and probably if there are enough would get through a couple more of the joints.
Oh yeah,
and
for
just
sure. I think he would be
likely,
like. I think
yeah.
I think you would come up with like, you know how like when you're at a sleepover or something and you stay up and you're so sleepy and like things that were said earlier in the day become like catchphrases as you're like going throughout the night. And I think that like a catchphrase that you guys get as we can that you just keep saying throughout the night is like every time you hesitate as you open up that ball jar, you eventually just keep looking at each other and just at the same time say, we can always grow more. And like you can just like we can always grow more just ends up being this like statement of the night. And you guys just get really high, and at times you laugh until your ribs hurt, and you talk about superpowers, and you talk about silly shit, and at times you forget what's going on, and then it hits you like a bag of dicks, and you cry for
I hate that.
And you cry for a few more minutes, you know, and then it goes back to, and then you start laughing about how much you're crying, and it's just one of those nights.
Just like by the end of it, you're just like, am I crying because I'm laughing, or am I crying because I'm crying?
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah. And as you all find your semblance of sleep or rest of some sort, we'll go ahead and take an early bio break there. Let ourselves emotionally decompress from that. Let the chat emotionally decompress. Good. Thank you, Bees. Thank you, FemDM, for being in the chat and talking to us. Heavy first half of the sesh, so like I said, take care of yourself, take a breath. Remember that it's all for the good of the story. No one died.
5 people died.
No one real died, okay? They were real to me.
Still real to me, damn it.
Neil and Josh.
Oh gosh, poor Neil and Josh. All right, well, we will be right back. Stand up, stretch, get some water, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Hi, we're back, and we're emotional. Hello. Hey, David Taker 96. Fuck off.
Did he say something bad? Hopefully.
No, he's a
No,
bot.
it's
He's
just
a bot.
we get a
Oh.
spammed
Yeah.
like every stream. There's one.
Don't worry, Bees. I took care of
Hey.
it. Bees took care of the last one. Bees reported it, and then I got banned.
Ooh.
Get him,
Um,
Bees.
Our
Bees,
hero.
Bees is our stream bouncer.
Bees in the chat. Bees in the chat.
Bees in the chat. That's good. Yeah, bees in the chat.
Bees in the chat.
Bees in the chat.
Okay, so the next morning has come. We know that Remy is still forcing herself to sleep in. We know that Chad and Tabitha have dark circles under their eyes and are high as hell in the garage.
Fuck off.
I think at one point Chad was like, I have an idea, and snuck out and grabbed whatever device you were going to use to play music at the party and like just turned it way down, and you guys listened to music in the garage.
Oh yeah.
And Finn, you wake up in your bungalow. Dorian is already awake and is literally just kind of like sitting up in the couch, like dissociated a little bit. Carmen, you eventually see the sunrise. But you had no real plans for what exactly is happening today, so what do you do?
Excellent question. The whole break, and I still haven't decided. I think the first thing that she would need is to talk to Dorian. Just
Okay.
I think that's like always her go-to when she doesn't know what to do, or she needs to like have someone tell her what to do.
Yeah.
Is Dorian.
Which is interesting. So you go to Dorian's room, you see that he's not there. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you would really kind of know where he would be at this moment. So I think you start going throughout the settlement looking for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into any rooms.
Yeah, you're just kind of like
necessarily,
looking
but like
for him
assuming that
outside.
he's like got up early and
Yeah.
went out and about.
I think
And
that
if I don't find him, just like sit on the back patio or something and just
yeah. I think that
Rude.
Dorian would look at you, Finn, as you get up in the morning. And by the way, all of you, even you, Tabitha and Carmen, would heal the 1 hit point that you heal for long rests in this system. If you want to heal any more, you need to use a med kit.
it didn't get hit, so
Well, lucky you. People died.
yeah. Because I stayed back like a smart person.
Dorian would look at you, Finn, and say, "You doing all right? Were you able to get some sleep?"
Yeah. You okay?
I'm gonna go and start getting everybody. If they want to say anything.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of already said this was the letter that he left behind. There's
Takes it. I didn't know he was this bad. I didn't know he had lost it.
honestly, I didn't know either. I knew that he was sad. I knew that he was lonely. I knew he was feeling disconnected, and
I thought things with you guys was going well, though. Sorry.
I guess not well enough.
No, hey, don't. Even as a joke, you can't put any of this on. Even before all this shit went down, the one thing that people say about stuff like this is that when they're like this, they're hiding it. People who don't want you to know how fucked up they are, they won't. No, it's not the same thing at all. But I know what it's like to make a connection in this world where it's so rare. Sorry that you.
I wish you could have talked to us, any of us, about this. Fuck. I don't know what to say to her.
All we can do is just listen.
Yeah.
If you want to stay here, rest, I totally understand.
I don't know if anybody else did anything about it, but his body might still be up there. Just as a warning, and if you don't mind helping me later on with that.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, bud.
Older. But you go pushing things away either. Okay? Need to talk to someone.
I've lost enough people. Might be down, but I refuse to quit.
Good. Do.
Okay.
So funny. I was just telling Carmen yesterday that there was a reason for you. That the reason was to help people. Be a part of the living. Fucked up as it is, I think Evan cemented that in me, what he did. I think maybe it would make me lose hope, but it only strengthened it. Because if he would have lied on us, if he would have talked to us, maybe this wouldn't have happened. We didn't feel so alone in this world if it wasn't us, them, and them, and them, and the dead. It needs to be us and the dead. The living, the dead. We need to be together. We need to work together. I'm gonna go change. Maybe try to take a shower if I can. Meet you. Take care, Evan.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. It's the moments when we feel like we can barely help ourselves. Set in stone that we need to help each other.
All right. I'll see you there. Then he walks out.
Yeah.
Carmen, you are sitting on the front porch, having not found Dorian, and you see him making his way over. Kind of looks up at you. Are you out here all night?
Been out here a little bit.
Sleep?
Nope.
Yeah, me
You?
neither. Ben and I, we dug the graves. Bodies are waiting.
Mhm. Yeah. No. That was a good idea.
Well, poor Marie. Where's your head at? Where's your head at?
Feels like a million different places right now. I don't think I've felt this many emotions in my entire life. At least not all at once.
Weird, isn't it? It's the times when you're experiencing all of the emotion. Shut down and experience none of them.
Yeah. Experiencing them one at a time. Like a fucking lot.
Kind of looks
shift.
Kind of looks at you. His eyes squint. Your knuckles. All do something to you personally?
Yeah.
See him?
I was the first one too, right before Tabitha did. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good I did to help her be spared from it.
No, that was.
I don't know, but I knew she was behind me and I was fucking ready to kill him. So.
You wouldn't have killed him.
Not
Maybe
so
the
sure.
Viper would have. Carmen would.
Maybe.
See
I don't know.
Tabitha?
Not since last night, no.
Dad,
Yeah.
give her this. He hands you the.
What is it? Well, fuck.
Something sinister. Snap.
Yeah. I feel like that makes it worse.
I know. Because I know that you need somewhere to put your egg.
Hence the walls. I'll go find her, and then you look like you were gonna do something, so we can chat later, I guess.
Finn and I are gonna get Evan power for change. Do you think you can give this to Tabitha?
Yeah.
Check on
Yeah.
Remy. Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
No bullshit here.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. These people need you. They lost B, Evan. I mean, everyone loved Neil and Josh.
Yeah.
And
They were glue, man.
then, of course, Pablo. But without B, you are who they're gonna look to. And be flying off the hand.
Yeah. Problem is, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know how to do this without her.
You need protect. Take care of the one thing you loved more than anything. To be there for Remy. Kid's gonna need you. Energy there. your energy towards these people. I need to see pre-apocalypse Viper levels of efficiency here.
No, you're right.
But when you're with me, walls down. I'll let yourself feel, because you can't show it in front of them, but you also can't press it, put it away. You have to lean on each
other. Yeah, we should talk later then. No, talk now. I'm not gonna be able to do jack shit today. But
I think at noon, gather everybody over.
Okay.
You can find Tabitha.
Yeah. Do you want me to get Remy? Okay.
He gives you, reaches out a hand to help you up from the chair, and gives you a big.
Damn it, Dorian! You know your hugs. And like she's resisting only because she doesn't want to break down and cry.
Yeah.
I can't cry now, okay?
And he lets you go. Gives you a playful but firm punch in the shoulder, which at his size, like, definitely like sends you back a step. Then he goes, "Go on, go."
Yeah.
He heads upstairs. As you head to the garage, we cut to the garage. Chad is sitting there. Okay, I mean, if we're asking, like, me based off the life that I've led, then I'd probably say some form of, like, technomancy, like control over technology, you know? That would probably be my superpower. But if we're saying, like, I have the power to choose and it can be anything I want, then honestly probably, like, teleportation, just because, like, of the sheer efficiency.
Classic.
You know?
Yeah.
What about
Especially
you?
now. Fuck yeah. Could
Oh
you
my
imagine?
God.
We could get over to what's his butts? The bad guy.
Sebastian?
Yeah, we could get over there so fast.
So
get
fast.
in, get out.
Also, like,
boom,
walkers
boom,
like would be like
boom.
no problem though.
No, we just teleport behind them.
We like lead
stab
them.
him.
We like lead them to a cliff, and then like let them come to the cliff, and then we just go away, and then they all just fall into the ocean.
That's fucking genius, man.
Can we come?
That's fucking genius.
I think we have nothing but time on our hands. Nothing but time on our hands, and I think with this amount of time on the hands of two people this smart, we could invent teleportation. Because if you think about it, the thing that was holding people back pre-apocalypse was like the world and distractions, right?
Yeah.
But if we just like only think about teleportation, I think we could maybe solve it.
Okay, now you're too high.
Okay, you're right. And at that moment, the door to the garage opens up, and Carmen, you are hit with a wave of smoke.
Hey, it's the Viper.
Oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't want.
She knows that I know, and I wink at her.
I didn't tell her.
Did you guys sleep at all?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, well, me either. So
I would like hand the joint that I have towards her. Just be like,
thank you, but I'm okay for right now.
She's straight edge.
She's not. She was with B. She's not.
No, straight edge. Straight edge is like when you don't. It's when you don't do anything, like drugs. Like drugs. Yeah. I could never.
Chad, do you mind giving us a second?
Nope. And he just stands right up and just walks out. Forever the submissive man.
What, dude?
What? She told me to leave. I leave. He
Okay.
leaves.
It'll be just
What a
sec.
simp. And I can say
Uh.
simp because it was 2024 when this whole thing happened.
It's canon. I don't know how to preamble this. So I'm just gonna kind of say it,
People.
and afterwards we can.
Oh.
Chad, please get out of here.
Chad, I asked
Just,
you.
I thought it'd be funny. I thought it'd be funny.
Oh god.
So I'm just gonna say it, and then after the fact, if you want to talk, we can do that at that point. Your brother left a note. Part of it addressed just to you. I'll hold the note out.
I would take it. I don't open it immediately. I kind of look at Carmen.
If you want to read it alone, I totally get it. I'm also here for you if you. I'll be outside the door. That's where I'll be.
Okay.
Just knock or holler if you need me, and if I don't hear anything for a while, I'll let Chad back in.
Carmen,
Okay.
you open the door, and Chad kind of like falls forward a little bit from where he was leaning on the door.
God, and she like shoves him.
And you push him in.
Closes the
And
door.
then
And
you are left alone, Tabitha, with the letter.
Oh, I don't want this.
You don't have to read it.
No, Tabitha would have yelled out.
No, I know.
I'll open it up. I'll read it. I'll feel a little nauseous. I shouldn't probably be doing this while I'm high. I read it again. And then I'll have the urge to just like crumple it up and like destroy it.
Yeah.
But that's not fair. So I will fold it again very neatly. And I will set it down by all of the little experiments and the little trinkets and things and the mason jar, ball jar, chirp of probably like down to a single joint at this point.
Yeah.
And I will say, Carmen.
like immediately, the door opens.
Jesus Christ, God, you guys.
I just
Get a
outside
life.
the door.
Get a life.
That's literally what I told you I was gonna do.
Okay, sorry. What do you think of this?
To be honest, I read it just before I came here. I haven't had a lot of time to digest, but it makes me sad. More sad than I was angry.
I think I'm more angry than I am sad.
That's also very valid.
And he said, what were the exact words? That he hopes that I don't what?
He says that one day I hope that you don't hate.
Says one day that he hopes that I don't hate him. And I don't know, like, I mean, he knew that I didn't actually hate him, but now there's no days left for him to know whether I do or not. And like, in a way, I get it.
I don't know if you believe in afterlife, anything, or ghosts or presents or something, but it's possible that he can know whenever that does happen.
Have you talked to Remy?
Not this morning, no. But I'd like to have that note for her if she wants it.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I need it.
Do you want your part of it?
Mm-mm.
I don't think everyone needs that part. I was gonna either leave it for you or, I don't know, do something else with it.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
I mean, it might be helpful to keep. I don't know, maybe he wasn't the only one who felt this way. We never know.
Fair.
Down the line. I think that if I could, I would pick like a ability to see all aspects of time kind of situation.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll send Chad back in. But,
No. Listen, so the question is, the ask is, what superpower would you have based on who you are? And then what superpower would you have that you would want? So think about it, you know? It's probably going to come up at the next all staff meeting.
Chad comes in and is just like crosses his arms and wall. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful stuff. Pun intended. I'm gonna head out.
No, this is truly what it's about, Carmen. This is real. This is the real shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry about B.
Me too.
And I will go and, even if she's stiff-armed, I'll hug her.
She is very shocked by that.
Ha!
Chad kind of like looks and very awkwardly just puts his arm around both of you.
Thank you. And she'll like only hug Tabitha back and kind of just like look at Chad really weird like.
He just smiles at you.
She'll like give him a little pat on the face. Okay, I am gonna noon outside at noon.
All staff meeting.
We're gonna have a little something for those that have
All staff funeral.
But
more along those lines.
dude, be sensitive.
I was stating.
But do what you need to do before then, and just noon. We're trying to gather people.
Thanks, Carmen.
Yep. And she'll leave and shut the door behind her, and as she'll pull out the note again and carefully tear off the end that includes the note to B and Tabitha and put that part in her pocket, and then have the rest of it ready for Remy if she wants it.
Okay.
As
I'm gonna
she
show her
leaves,
sister.
as she leaves, if she wanted to hear, she would, but I would say to Chad, she hugged me first. like back. She hugged me back. So
She touched my
okay, fuck you, man.
face. Sorry, your brother just died. She can hug you all she wants.
Yeah.
Is it okay that I'm... Just seems like this is what you... You want me to be, like, sad?
No. No. Maybe sometime, but not now.
Just let me know. When my mom... For all of us, we all had a bit... and it kind of turned into, like, a roast of my mom. But, like...
You roasted your mom?
Yeah. A bunch of jokes, and we all really hard.
I want that.
And it helped.
I want that. Do you think
But-
Carmen would let that happen?
Roast of Evan?
Yeah. Is that... Oh.
I mean... Your brother. Still a lot of love there, though. I feel like you would
Yeah.
just be...
Yeah, I'm gonna sit with that. Yeah.
Hi, before we have to go.
I don't think so.
Oh, good. Get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute.
Okay. Gonna... He gets work on something. Crunch. And... Meanwhile... Remy. You hear a knock on your door. And some heavy footsteps. You've just recently woken up and are trying to go back to sleep, but the later it gets, the harder it is to actually fall back asleep. You're awake, but still like under your blankets as you hear heavy footsteps. The bed kind of sinks. Someone sits on the bed, a large someone. You hear Remy's voice. Hey, kiddo.
Whose voice?
Sorry. Dorian's.
Hmm.
Hey, kiddo.
She wouldn't respond. She actually, if you like looked closely, she's under her covers, but she has last session I said B at one point went to get their dad's 2 hunting knives that were engraved with his initials, so they had like the same knife.
Yeah.
And she's just like sitting, like staring at hers, like not the blade, it's like a switchblade
Yeah.
style, staring at it.
Flowers, we're gonna meet at the graves. Say a few words. Yeah.
Remy would sit up, slowly make eye contact with him. Of course.
Food.
I don't think I could eat. I've never been without B. Like ever. I don't really know how to do it. Yeah, I'll be there. Thank you.
There's nothing I can say that'll make you better. But you're not alone. And we may not be blood, but You're a sister to me. And here. Whether it takes you hours, days, you never even talk to me. I'll still be waiting. Still be there. But I'm not alone in that. Don't forget that what we've been through this past year together has brought us all so very close. Tabitha just lost a sibling. You're not alone. See you down there, okay, kid? He reaches over and very classically kind of like this for a second. You were always the stronger one.
Well, that's bullshit.
Stands.
I think Remy would like really like move in slow motion, like getting herself up and like washing her face and getting dressed and like having moments where she has to sit down and recover for a minute, but like it takes her like all of the amount of time from now until when she needs to leave to like really pull herself together to be able to leave.
Dorian leaves your room, pretty much directly heads to Evan and Tabitha's room. He carefully grabs Evan's body. He throws it over his shoulder. Heads down the stairs. Then, as you are approaching the house, you see him coming out the front door and gently laying Evan down, wrapped in a blanket, on the front porch. Looks up at you. As you approach, you didn't need to get in there.
Thanks.
If you want, I can get him over to the graves. Sophie.
I'm gonna help dig, at least.
But he's gonna be joined.
Yeah.
Two of you walk over to the graves, carrying the body. Kind of immediately go back into your process of just silently digging. Your muscles ache and are sore from the day before and the night before. But after the first few shovelfuls starts to go away, you get back into it, but by the time you're done, you have a bleeding palm from a blister. And an hour has gone by in what seems like a flash. But, sake of brevity, you all, yes, Carmen?
Just one thing that I think Carmen would do in the time.
Uh-huh.
I think after Dorian leaves, she would go up to Remy's door, but not be able to like bring herself to actually go inside. And so Remy probably hears her whisper "fuck" to herself as she walks away. And then as this was probably something that B would do for the group the majority of the time, she would try to like cook some sort of food for everyone.
Okay.
And
yeah.
probably like not that it tastes bad, but do it terribly, burn herself. Like she's not a cook, but she tries.
Think that, yeah, maybe you like burn the toast and the eggs
I have to like
are,
scrape it off into the sink.
But you do so, and I think people are finding it hard to eat, but some do. And, just like hard to eat emotionally.
Yes.
It's not that bad. And you eventually all find your way out of the graves at noon. All of the bodies have been placed carefully by Dorian or Finn or both of you into each of the respective graves, all covered in old blankets that were worn or torn and not being used. And Finn and Dorian are waiting there as Carmen approaches. Chad and Tabitha approach. Remy eventually approaches. A couple of other unnamed, unimportant people show up. We can't give them any speaking lines. Don't have that in the budget.
Sorry.
But one of them is named Bees. And they approach and there's like silence and wind shifting, howling. For a minute, all of you are just silently standing at these graves. Then Dorian speaks. Yesterday was the worst day we've had in a year. Lost people, not like this. Not from one of our own. Not in this amount. Before the apocalypse, I was, for lack of better words, an enforcer. I protected those I care about. He looks over at you. And I hurt those. I put those people in danger. It wasn't until everything went to shit that I realized how important people are. What happened yesterday is a tragedy for all of us. Because now the dead are winning. They may have won the battle, but they didn't win the war. Because we're still here. And we are all still standing. Be smiled when he wasn't supposed to, by all intents and purposes. She put others first to a fault. In the end, it's what killed her. But I think that it's the only thing she would have wanted. She was a light. and that light is gone. But the embers of it are still in all of us. And every time we remember Maya, her light comes alive a little bit more. I didn't know Nathan much, but he was a good kid. Talented. Caring. Dependable. Could rely on him. He grew a lot for this last year. I was proud of him for it. I think he became a better man. I hope that made him happy. Neil and Josh, where to begin? They were both so well. I think that goes without saying. And Evan, is a reminder, all of us, that we need to lean on each other. That we can't go through this alone. I do truly hope that he has found peace. Just kind of sniffs, takes a step back, waits to see if anybody else has.
I mean, it would take a second, but Remy would eventually step forward. And kind of turn to the group and say, not very good at talking in front of a bunch of people. And I guess I used to do it online all the time, but Bailey could just get up in front of a room, and if she were here, she would have planned this funeral to the second, probably would have found fucking funeral themed garland or some shit. It was hard to be Bailey Watson's sister. When we were kids, I mean, Bailey was everything you would want to be, right? She was social, she was popular, she had her whole life going for her, she was a performer. And when our parents died, I was just a kid. Bailey was about to go off to college. She had a full ride. She was gonna fly across the country to New York and be an even bigger shot. I was pissed and resentful, and then our parents died and she gave it all up. I don't remember even the time when she was thinking about it. She just did it. And I was mad at her for not being there in the way I needed her to be, or for partying too much, or for whatever dumb fucking shit I was mad about. But Bailey gave up everything for me. I'm not talking about right now. I'm not talking about this. I guess I am talking about this, but before any of this, she was the kind of person who would give up everything without a second thought. And she and Nathan didn't really like each other, but they were similar in that way. They both would have had us dancing somehow by now. And fuck Evan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tabitha. But fuck Evan. And I think if Bailey would have wanted anything, it would have been for us to not be doing this right now, sad and crying and waiting for the words that people feel obligated to say but don't really want to. Anyway, after all of this is over, Bailey's been talking my ear off for 2 weeks about this fucking party, and I think I could probably do it. So. Anyway, Bailey dragged me to that party a year ago, and I don't know, I guess I'm glad that if she's not here, I somehow ended up with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go set up, I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna just like leave. Go, I don't know, start setting up a party, doing something, moving.
Okay. Anybody else say anything? Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If a year ago is what we're celebrating a year, right?
Yeah, a year after the party, yeah.
So if Bailey and Remy were there for Remy's birthday, does that mean that it's been a year and it's Remy's birthday?
I mean, yesterday technically would have been Remy's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Remy.
That's fine. That's great.
Because B definitely would have been the one to like keep us on that and celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like half the reason for the party.
Oh Jesus.
You guys are gonna be muted for just a second. Give me just a. You can still talk, but the stream is not gonna be. I need to test something. They're talking shit about you, chat. So mean. So mean. It's me. Sorry, stream. Hold on just a second. Okay, they can hear you now. They can hear you now. They can hear you now.
Oh.
So many mean things. Okay.
A little warning.
So she walks away. Does anybody else say anything?
I'll look to Dorian for guidance yet again. As like, is this being a leader? Like, do I need to say something? But just say that with my eyes to him.
And he says with his eyes, in this moment, you don't have to.
Okay. I would give it a moment and then I would say something, but not a speech. It would be like a wrap up kind of thing. So, if anyone else wants to say something.
Remy, sorry.
Tabitha,
I apologize.
Everyone's Remy this episode.
I know. I know.
This episode is Remy.
Sponsored by Remy.
Sponsored by Remy, which is short for Remington Bolt Action Rifle. Watson. No, I mean Tabitha like was obviously affected when she said fuck Evan.
Yeah, of course.
But no one can tell if she agrees or if she's upset.
Yeah.
And I don't think she knows.
Just affected.
So yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Just want to say, by all rights, I shouldn't be here. Should be down there with them. If it wasn't for getting pulled out of the way, I might not be. And for a second, I almost felt like a hero, keeping them from getting in. And I can't help but feel that Bailey took my spot. I'm sorry. And I think Remy's right that Bailey wouldn't want us to be sad right now. But I'm also taking this moment to say that I want to do something with that. And I think Dorian's right. That the only way that this gets any better is if we do something about it. And we don't just last another year and survive, but
at this point, as you're talking, Dorian just put a hand on your shoulder and
we stand together and we help each other. I don't know what else to say, but that.
Chad, kind of nodding that whole time, listening to me. And just like, despite what he's saying, it's very like stoic and respectful. He goes, "Fuck yeah, fighter then."
Whoops up.
And Carmen?
Yeah, after a beat, she'll kind of call attention to herself and say, well, if no one else has any more words, whether you want it to be whether you want to call it a party or a celebration of life or a continued funeral, I think everyone could use some levity tonight. And let's start there. But there are more things we need to also discuss before the night's done. But we'll get to that. Do what you need to do, whether that is party or be to yourself until a later time. But take care of yourselves until then, and we'll kind of reconvene inside in a couple hours.
Dodds takes a step forward and shovels the first shovelful of dirt. Grave. Hearing loud banging.
God fucking damn it. We can't have what?
Oh, is it our bros?
Carmen probably actually says that out loud. God fucking damn it. And then, like, probably from the front porch or somewhere nearby, grabs a rifle and just, like, stomps to the gate.
Stomp to the gate, grabbing a rifle. You walk up the scaffolding. And as you do, you see a figure standing there. Single figure.
It's Sebastian. I think I might kill him right
looking
now.
up at you. He has a hood up. There's some people behind him, but he's standing there. And he's looking up at you. And you see coiffed
It's Rick Grimes.
happening.
Oh.
Hold on, I have to refresh my remains. Give me just a second.
Ugh.
Vamp, vamp, vamp.
A
Vamp,
vampire?
vamp, vamp.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Oh wait, no. I went
Carmen
to
looks
okay, hold on.
pissed, you guys.
Guys.
Who do you think she's looking at? She looks like she's going to commit.
It
a
is
murder.
such a slow panning up of this character. It is such a slow pan up. It's still panning up.
It's Joaquin
It's
dead.
still panning. Okay.
The gate is actually a garage door.
Yeah.
You
He's
see
somehow
the camera
stuck.
panning up. You see a figure standing with blonde coiffed hair, and he turns to look at you. Hey,
Ew.
we need to talk. And that is where we're gonna end this week's session and the finale of season 7 of The Remains. True fans of The Remains will recognize this song from season 1.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much for joining us. As you can tell, this was the finale, but there's a lot more story to come. So this might be the end of season 7, but season 8 of The Remains will see the return of this story and these characters. So pay attention to our socials for that and when that's going to be coming out. But for now, we're going to leave these characters on a cliffhanger, digesting the traumatic night before. I love The Remains. You get to talk about shit that is real, and I think that the song does slap. Royalty-free song. Yeah, I love The Remains. We get to talk about some crazy shit. It's real. It's raw. And that's mostly because of my players. So thank you to my players. The best players a GM can ask for. I do say it every time, but I do mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.